Let us begin. Let us begin. Hi guys. Hello. Hi. Welcome back to my channel.
It's not that I don't want you here. Yeah. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make this real.
Before we get into it, I just want to say I haven't posted in like 3 weeks. Guys, college is killing me. Okay, your girl is working, your girl is in college. I'm in my final year, so I'm really trying my best. But I really want to get back onto the scene because I love me some YouTube. I really love YouTube. My channel is about lifestyle. The chapter of my life right now is college. The chapter you guys have been seeing is summer. Do you get me? So now, this stage in my life, you're going to be seeing a lot of college vlogs, of all these things, of tips, advice, what I'm trying to do, how I'm trying to get a good grade, and how I'm trying to do well. So if you want to watch that, stay tuned, and I will be trying to post, if not every week, every second week, because in this life I can't be myself. Anyways, today's video is a different style. I have so many notes, man. We're gonna try and be open and transparent, but how can I be open and transparent without opening my whole business to the internet? Do you get me? Today's video is more so, hi guys, this is where I've been, this is what I've been doing, this has been my struggle, and this is how I'm trying to get better, and some of the stuff that's been working for me and hopefully can also work for you guys as well, you know? So today we're going to be talking about anxiety, mental health, loss, and just all these things. So if you don't want to talk about it and you feel like it's going to trigger you a bit, I have all my Spanish videos and Nigerian vlogs if you want to watch that. If you don't mind listening and hopefully maybe it can help you somehow, yeah, then stay tuned. Okay. So let's start from last year, guys. My last year, guys. This has probably been one of the toughest years that I have actually experienced. And that's because of COVID as well, and lockdown and all the things around it that just come to encompass me. But when did it all start? It started in September last year. What happened? I started college and I moved back to Dublin from Limerick because I was in Limerick the whole summer last year. College started and I think college just felt like, do you know what? Let me try and kill these students this year. So they were giving us back to back assignments, and we're submitting 2 to 3 assignments every week. Do you know how crazy that is? And on top of that, I'm working 3 days a week and I'm in college 5 days a week. That was tough. So I developed out of nowhere anxiety, and the concept of having anxiety was so far away from me that I didn't think it was possible. For me personally, it was always like I heard about all these stuff with mental health, but I never actually experienced it, and I never think it would happen to me. So I'd literally just be on the bus and the thought of, oh, I have to submit this assignment would just come over me. Before you know it, I'm crying, I'm sad, I'm upset, I'm like, oh my god. And I can't stop, and we're wearing these masks. Most of the time people can't see me crying, I hope. Like, I was like, what is going on? It was a panic attack. I was having a panic attack, and I tried to pray in that moment so it could go away, but even after I prayed, I'd still be crying uncontrollably. I tried to ring my friend and he calmed me down a good bit, so I was like, okay, calm. And I was okay. And we hung up the phone, it came back, and it was like, what is going on here? And then eventually, I think my eyes, the tear ducts just did not have any more to give, that it just gave up. And eventually I started to calm down. A friend of mine said this to me. He told me about this verse from the Bible, 2 Timothy 1:7. I've said it to you guys before. It is, for the Lord has not given us a spirit of fear, anxiety, and all of that, but he's given us the spirit of self-control, love, peace, all of that, you know? So I tried to recite it to myself because I'm just like, Angel, this spirit of anxiety does not come from the Lord. And I'm there, I'm panicking, I'm like, God, this does not come from you, blah, 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 and I'm scared. But I need to keep remembering that God has me, and this is not what God wants for me, so calm. I need to actually ask him for help for something that he has not given to me, you know? So that was rough. I told you guys I moved to Dublin, so I was really struggling with, let me read my notes first. I really struggled when it came to like isolation and loneliness. We're all going through it, like, but it was like I didn't feel like I had any sort of love around me, and I was always so isolated, and it was literally just work and college, repetition, and there was no sort of like real joy in my life or anything that made me happy. I was so isolated, I was so lonely. Oh my god, like I was lonely, as in I was so sad all the time. I lived so far away from my family. The maximum amount of love that I would get like in a week would probably be like an hour or two. For an hour or two a week, that's the only time I felt like I could actually be myself, I actually felt love. I think from that I realized I'm actually a human being that loves, that as in my love language is quality time. As in, from that it was so clear to me that just spending time with people that I love just actually makes me feel so much better. It actually makes me feel loved and like I have love around me. Even in that period of time, I've been feeling like a lot of distance between me and God, and that's not even God, because I heard this thing that in a relationship, if it changes between you and God, it's not God that is changing. God is constant regardless of what you do. Do you get me? God is always there. If there's anybody that's shifting or moving or changing in the relationship, it's you. I knew God was always there, but it was me that kept changing or distancing or feeling like there's so much distance between me and God. And the thing is, God kept telling me that he's with me and he's always with me. And I would hear him as well, but I would be like, nah, I've been away for too long. How can I come back? And then I try to come back and I come back for 2 days and I go again. And it's like, gosh, what am I actually doing? So I think not having, feeling like I didn't have God with me was just a list, part of the list of things that I was feeling and that was really like attacking me, felt like it was attacking me. I started to like not love myself as well, and I gained, guys, when I tell you, your girl gained some serious 10 kg over the lockdown. And I've always been like on my fitness stuff, that I've always wanted to always look my best, feel my best, be at my strongest. And now it was like home workouts. I was like, I was not really taking care of myself, in short. And even looking at some videos and some pictures of the last year, I look how I felt, scattered. I just didn't really know how to love myself anymore. And I'd feel so self-conscious and just be like, oh, look at my body, blah, blah, blah. And then, it was tough. And then summer came. If I thought I was going through it, summer said, I'm coming for you. Since I've been back to college, a lot of people have been saying to me, Angel, you've really been traveling, you've really been having fun. And I'm like, like, it looks that way, don't get me wrong. It looks like, oh, I've been traveling, I've been having fun and all of this. And I remember, like, if you guys watch my vlogs, you will see me say, oh guys, I'm so sick today. Guys, I was sick on sadness. I was sad, as in during the whole summer. I had more days where I cried and days I didn't cry. I'm smiling now because I'm like, but it's not funny, it's not a joke, and I'm not trying to make light of the whole situation because I know what I went through. So I was really struggling. Summer was literally it was almost like the tipping boat for me, that I was like, nah, I'm done. I feel like during summer, everything that I felt like I had was stripped away from me. Everything that felt constant and felt like it was always going to be there wasn't anymore. And it was left for me to now just be with myself and just be like, shoot, where do I go from here? Like, what do I do now? It was so tough for me. Do you guys remember that vlog I called Transitions? It was like everything that felt constant in my life at that moment was changing. As in, like, I had no choice, I had to transition. Change was pushed onto me and I had no choice but to adapt to it. Even like in all these vlogs, you guys are seeing me traveling, you guys are like, man, you're living your life, you're having fun. And I was having fun. But most of the days that you guys didn't see me, or you guys would see me wake up and my eyes are all blotchy. Not now, right now, it's hay fever. I wasn't crying. I have hay fever. But a lot of like my vlogs, you see my eyes are so blotchy. That's because most of the time I was crying. And it's like, you need to know that social media is a facade. And I tried so hard to be like, guys, I'm not feeling good today, to just kind of let you guys know that it's not all fun and play in my vlogs, that sometimes I actually have bad days. So that's why I say social media is a facade. To you, somebody else's life might look great, or it might look like everything is going amazing, but it's not always, So it's just, if you really got to see another person's life, would you really want to swap your life for theirs? I don't know. Around that time as well, I felt like, do you know what? I'm too done out. Like, there's actually no saving me. And then when I got back from Spain, things got even worse. But my siblings are really, really there for me. We all are. So I'm just like, thank you God that my mom had 5 kids. So this is my full story. It's anxiety, isolation, loneliness, COVID, body, oh God, my camera's about to die. After letting you know all the rubbish I've been going through, I said, let me give you tips that so far has helped me and possibly could help you, and is still helping me to this day. First tip, progress is progress. I remember I was thinking, why am I feeling like this? Especially during the summertime. I was like, why am I feeling like this for so long? What is actually going on? And it's just like, I remember in the summertime, I cried almost every day. Almost every day. If you cried 7 days last week and you cried 3 days this week, that is progress. That does not mean, oh, you're not sad anymore. You're probably still sad, but you're progressing because your pain is not as high as it was the week before. And not that, oh, this is a good week and this is a bad week. It's just you can actually recognize that you're doing better. So recognize it, appreciate it, even though it may not be a huge, let's say you cried 7 days last week, this week you cried 6 days. That's progress. Recognize it and pat yourself in the back and be like, I'm improving. It's not going to be a huge jump, and that's okay. Okay, let me just read this out. I wrote a lot, but in this point, I wrote, what may feel uncomfortable and in some cases bad at the time might actually be the best thing for you. I didn't think it was possible for me to come up, but God showed me that transition needed to happen for me to grow. And now, even though I'm still in the process, that I'm so much better with that transition than where I was before the transition. It doesn't mean it hurts any less. But the change can signify growth, that even though it may feel bad at the time, know that I will sprout and I will grow. As much as some of the stuff that happened, I didn't want it to happen to me, it's almost like God is using the rubbish that happened to me for His glory. God is showing me now that I need to focus on myself. I need to work on myself, love myself. I need to focus on Him a bit more, you know? During that whole year period and all the transitions in between may have felt uncomfortable, but it needed to happen for me to grow to where I am now. Not to say I'm good, oh. I'm not good. The point is, it may feel weird, it may feel uncomfortable at the time, but change is not always going to be comfortable. And if it's so easy for you to transition, then, I don't know for you, but for me, it's just hard to go through change. It's hard to go through transition. And basically, just God showed me that everything happened for a reason. I would not say that God orchestrated a lot of the things that happened, but I would say He saw the things that were happening to me and thought, okay, calm, how could I use this to make Angel a better person? And I think that's exactly what He did, you know? Another point is an outlet. I have my journal here. Guys, I'm a journaling person. I write about all my feelings and how I'm doing. Sometimes I may not feel like writing. I have like voice messages and I just kind of press the record button and I just speak. All these things are kind of like milestones for you to see how your progress is actually happening. Same with gym. You're always looking at yourself and sometimes it's just kind of hard for you to see that you're improving. But then if you have all these pictures that are showing that your muscles are growing or you're losing weight or you're getting bigger or something like that, you can actually go back and recognize that you're improving. Do you get me? Oh, be so intentional with loving yourself, guys. As in, if you know going on a walk will make you feel better, go on the walk. See me now, how I was feeling so body conscious, and even at times I still feel that way. I was like, you know what? There are all these people on Instagram that I'm feeling like just look better or look good, and I'm looking at the Kardashians and all of these things that never used to bother me, but now they do. And it's like I've really had to really sit with myself and be more self-aware that for other people they might be okay with stuff like this, but for me personally it affects me. So I just had to unfollow all these people. If you need to unfollow some people on Instagram that are making you feel body conscious, unfollow them, mute them, because then when it's out of your mind, your sight, and as you're seeing, you're going to end up loving yourself more. Give yourself grace. Allow yourself time to make mistakes. It was Favor, shout out to Favor for giving me this good advice. He basically just told me not to give myself a timeline, because I was like, God, when am I going to get over this? When am I going to get better? And God just, she just told me that, Angel, realistically, you're going to be going through this for a while. Do you get me? A lot of the healing that you're going through now, it's not going to end anytime soon. My sister told me this as well. When she told me, I was like, leave me alone. You're just being an EP, blah, blah, blah. But it was like, It's going to take some time, and that's okay. Just give yourself grace and just be so intentional in that period of time you're healing to know that you're going to heal. I said set goals. Anytime you feel like you're not progressing, try remember where you were a year ago and a month ago. And that comes in play with these journals or the voice messages, just for you to see that you are actually progressing and you are getting better. Look at yourself. Think, okay, Angel, what am I struggling with the most? Spend more time trying to figure out why you're feeling this way and try to improve it. Because it's one thing to say, oh, I'm feeling bad, and the next day you're feeling okay. But the day before, why were you feeling bad? What made you feel bad? Okay, now you're feeling okay. What is making you feel okay? What is making you feel better? You know, so it's just like, look at these things. I spoke about the body. Just stay away from things that play on your mind. In terms of like Instagram and all of this, just stay away from that. Stay away from conversations that make you feel insecure. I feel like this is such a period where you need to be so self-aware. What affects you? What makes you feel better? So I could be giving you guys all this advice, but I need you guys to take it with a pinch of salt and think, how does this apply to me? What about me? Because you could look at people on Instagram and not feel bad, but then it makes me feel insecure when I'm feeling insecure. Do you get me? When I'm not feeling insecure, it doesn't affect me. Or so I think. I was gonna say it's okay to cry. Guys, girls, cry. If you feel like crying, cry. If you want to talk, talk. My DMs are open. If you feel like you don't have people you want to talk to and you just want to talk to a stranger about how you're feeling, reach out to me and I will respond. Just talk about it. Obviously, but with sense. You don't want to go to people who just gossip and talk about it. Talk about it with people that you feel has your back. Don't suffer alone. It doesn't help at all. Isolation is a killer. This one is so important, guys. Go where you're loved. Don't go to people that make you feel rubbish about yourself. Once you are in an environment where you really feel loved, you will thrive. If you're in an environment where you feel like you're always depleted or you're always shushed or you're always looked over, just leave it. Go where you're loved, man. Stay consistent with your healing. It's so easy to give up and be like, God, it's been such a long time. What's going on? It's working. Something you are, it might be little bits of steps you're taking to go up, but it's working. So just stay consistent with your healing. Try and watch preachings. Try and spend time in the Word of God. I have loads to say. I feel like I'm still in the process as well, and I really didn't want to make this video because I was like, I only want to come and tell you guys when I'm fully done and fully healed and I've gone through the process and and all of that. But I said, you know what, how can I be transparent and open without saying too much? I know that we're all going through it, so how can we help and benefit each other? Just know that you're going to be okay. I feel like that's one thing I did not know at the beginning of this. I didn't think I was going to be okay because I was so hurt, but as time goes on, you might still be hurt, but it's nicer when you actually know that you're okay and you're going to get through it. So stay safe. God's got you. He always does. He literally is taking care of you even when you don't know it. And just remember that if you keep trying on a daily basis, just wake up and decide to show up, try, do the work, and you are going to see the results. Just to put it out there, I know it's rough. I know I'm smiling throughout the video, but that's just me. I guess my coping way of speaking about all of this. I'm currently in the midst of it. I've improved, but I'm still working through it. If I can, then for sure you can too. Yeah. You're doing it and you're okay. God loves you guys. Stay blessed. Enjoy your week.